Welcome again to Tiedero. Ladies and gentlemen, at Tiedero, we talk about matters affecting us, matters politics, matters social welfare. How can we combine synergies? How can we come together as a people, as a society, to make sure that the world we are living in is a better place? How can we change our policies? How can we change our politics? So here at Tiedero, we say you come, we engage positively, the good vibe, and let's converse so that we are able to we are able to realize line of best fit, where life can be equally good for all of us. Equity, accountability, and of course, love amongst Kenyans. Welcome, Osiepa.
Hello, Kamano.
It's been a second, Omer. Ilal Mokab.
I know, it's been a while.
These corners of Nairobi, hardly can somebody meet one another.
It's the middle class lifestyle. You have to look for money here, look for food here,
and you forget
you look after your family, and even many girlfriends.
I don't know about the many girlfriends. Anyway, welcome. Matters politics, matters affecting Kenya, matters issues, matters policies. I know you've been privileged to brush shoulders with our local leaders for a long time now. You've been in corridors of power.
Not quite.
Oh.
I've been on the pavement.
Oh, you've been on pavements of power. You're working your way into the corridors.
That's the focus.
I wish you well. I wish you well, my friend. So we are here today. And I want us to discuss a very important element about our life today, the CDF. Mm-hmm. I would want to get your view around the CDF. There's a lot of conversation moving around today. There's a faction feeling that the CDF should be moved from the hands of the MPs. And where should it go? Should it be there in the first place? And how can this be handled? Maybe before you go there, some people have forgotten who you are. You tell them, we are friends until I've forgotten I need to be introducing you. Some people maybe don't know who you are. So maybe you tell our viewers who you are first of all.
Well, let me do, this is called a reintroduction. My name is Kenneth Okech. I'm a son of Nyatike constituency, Karungu to be specific. A village called Lotati in Kanyasa ward. Anything else?
Is Okech a family guy? Okay.
Oh yeah, I am a family guy. Married to only one wife.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. Some people say the success of a marriage, of a monogamous marriage, is a cheating husband. Anyway,
I'm a family guy.
Yes.
I'm a family guy.
Thank you. I think that's enough.
But they say when a man is married to one woman,
mm-hmm.
is completed. No, he's finished.
Okay.
But when he's married to two,
he's completely finished.
He's completely finished.
Oh, so for now you're finished. Well, on the flip side, or rather on the good side, he who finds a wife.
That's a good thing.
And I believe the favors of God is bestowed upon you.
Of course, that's the word. That's the holy book.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Tiedero. So today I want you to, first of all, let's discuss a brief history of a CDF before we go with where it's headed. Do we still feel it should be here, or should we relook into the matter? Because some people are feeling because of CDF, a lot of MPs have gone. How do I put it? They've gone astray, or they've gone
rogue.
They've gone rogue. Yes, that will be the word. They've gone rogue. Well, what are your thoughts? What are your views?
Well, first let's put this matter of CDF in historical context. Let's trace it from independence. At independence, we had a constitution which gave us two levels of government. We had what was known as the central government, and then we had the regional government, so the Majimbo. So Kenya had 7 jimbos. Each of these jimbos had their own, systems of collecting taxes locally and administering these taxes. And much of the taxes had to come from Nairobi. Some money had to come from Nairobi, allocation from Nairobi to the jimbos to be spent locally.
Those were like sort of boosting
The local. That's the constitution that the white man left for us.
so the local
But-
jimbos will collect independently.
Yeah, they would collect to a certain extent. Yeah, but soon after independence, that was changed by the first administration, post-colonial administration under Kenyatta.
Yes.
So they created the local authorities. They enacted the Local Authorities Act.
Yes.
So then they killed the seven jimbos.
Majimbos.
Yeah, so Kenya became a unitary state. We did away with that. It was some sort of a federal system.
Yes.
So we did away with that.
This should be about 1960 what?
1964.
Okay.
So between 1964 and around 1969, there were about 11 fundamental changes to the Kenyan constitution. One of them I've already mentioned. The other one changed Kenya from a parliamentary system of leadership to
Presidential system.
not really presidential, but it was a mixed up,
A hybrid.
a hybrid, so to speak.
Or a confused system.
Actually, it got more confused with time as the constitutional changes
Okay. Yes.
came about. When we got independence, Kenyatta was handed over the post of the prime minister.
True.
Then they changed the constitution and Kenya became a republic.
Yes.
Now Kenyatta became president.
The president, yes. That's we first of all got independent, I think, 1963 or something.
Yeah, 63.
So he became a prime minister in 1963.
63. Then after 1 year, they changed it and now he became president in
Yes.
1964.
Yes.
Then among other changes, including one that killed the Senate. We had 2 houses of parliament at independence, but it was killed. There are even other ridiculous changes, like one that anyone should not think about or even imagine that a president can die.
That was treason.
Yeah, that
I
was
remember
treasonous.
this must have been a policy that came about around just about the time Kenyatta was ailing.
Yeah, he was sick.
This started around 1971
Before then.
with the
before-
mafias from Kiambu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when local authorities were created, they were much weaker than the Majimbo system that we had. But nonetheless, it was still a way of, bringing some authority, in quotes, to the grassroots. But by around 1980s, it had become apparent that the local authorities were very weak, that
Yes.
no resources were being transferred from the center to the
To
grassroots.
the local authorities.
Yeah, development was skewed, favoring certain regions.
Okay.
Remember, even after independence, we had the parliament passed the sessional paper number 10,
Yes.
the one on African socialism.
This was actually done by Kibaki around 1966.
Yes, Kibaki and Tom Mboya, around 19. So development was skewed in favor of certain regions. So other regions had become poorer and poorer, while others were prospering. So in 1980s, about some 20 years after independence, it had become apparent. And so people began to think outside the box. And, during this time, Moi was the one who was now in power.
True.
And he wanted to, bring a fresh lease of life into how things were being done.
Yes.
Much as he had promised that he would follow the Nyayo
Of Kenyatta.
of Kenyatta. So they came up with a district focus for rural development in the 1980s, precisely 1986. It was passed as a sessional paper in parliament.
Yes.
So basically, the district focus for rural development was aimed at, making districts, the administrative units known as districts then,
Yes.
as the units of implementation of
Government agenda.
government agenda
And functions.
and development,
Yes.
and other forms of policies at the lowest level.
Yes.
Yeah. So the DCs would be in charge. So we had staff taken to the district level, but the DC was the one who was in charge of administering government policy at that level.
Yes.
Around the same time, they also came up with there was also the local authorities trust fund, LATIF.
Yes. I remember that.
Some sort of funds that used to come to the grassroots. But towards the end of the 1980s, the economy was not doing very well.
Yeah.
And there was this clamor for multipartyism, the change in the political structure of Kenya.
Yes.
People wanted a change in a new political structure. And so the discussions shifted. People now wanted a new way of, transferring resources and even power from Nairobi, which is the center, to other parts of the country.
Closer to the people.
Yes, because there was this feeling that Nairobi and the closer areas were benefiting more than other areas. Development was skewed in favor of Nairobi. And
was it a feeling or it was a true position?
Well, I was very young then, so I do not really know.
They're accused for statistics. Back then there was a lot of rural to
urban migration.
Yes, so those are
indicators.
Yes.
Actually, it was not just a feeling; it's true. Because even today, if you look at Nairobi and compare it to some place like Marsabit, Nairobi compared to where I come from, Migori. Yet we all pay taxes,
Where you come from is Timbuktu.
Of course.
Proceed, yes.
Yeah. So the discussions began, and those who were agitating for multipartyism were calling for a system of having power devolved or deconcentrated from the center to the grassroots, and resources also taken to the grassroots. Now, it needs to be mentioned that LATIF was under the Ministry of Local Government, and the ministry was directly under the stewardship of the president.
Yes,
and these funds, the disbursement of these funds was not regular, and it was there was no clear criterion for disbursing these funds.
Yes.
Yeah, so it may come.
It may not.
It may not. It may delay. The disbursement was not timely.
The LATIF equally was managed by the DC.
No. It came straight to the local authorities, the municipalities.
Which is the municipality. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this came to the
town
mayor.
councils. Yeah,
So
the
this
mayors
came to the mayors and the councillors back then. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the money that was largely used to maintain infrastructure at the local level.
The roads, the sewer lines, the street lights,
cleanliness,
the cleanliness of the town.
Yes.
Or the social amenities that we enjoy at public level.
Yeah, even the mortuaries, like the city mortuaries.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did the hospitals fall under this as well? Municipal hospitals.
There were municipal hospitals.
So this also fell under LATIF.
Yes.
Okay.
They were meant to do all this, but it was, the disbursement was not timely. It was not regular. It was under the whims. It was left to the whims of the president or those who are in power, the powers that be, not necessarily the president.
Yes.
So this discussion gained momentum in the 90s, and when Kibaki was campaigning towards the end, when Moi was now leaving power,
Yes.
At the dawn of the new millennium,
Yeah.
this discussion had hit, the peak. It had peaked somewhere, and Kenyans wanted resources, spread throughout development, spread throughout.
This is because some regions had been left lagging behind.
Of course.
So they needed to catch up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so when the NAC administration took over power in 2003, they were seriously determined to change how things were being done before. And so around 2005, the parliament passed the CDF Act, which gave birth to Constituencies Development Fund in 2005.
Okay.
Yeah. And that act, that bill was sponsored by, I think, Engineer Karue.
Karaoke.
Uh,
The MP for Kinangop.
yes, yes.
Oh, yes.
That's how the CDF was born.
Okay.
So when CDF was born, back then, one of the most important provisions was that the fund was like an intervention fund meant to, cure certain things at the local level.
Some historical injustices.
Yeah,
in terms of resource allocation.
Yes, they could be historical, and they could also be certain pressing needs.
Yes.
That urgency, that require urgency in resource allocation.
Just not for you to forget what you're saying, but is there like a schedule or a format or a set way on what exactly CDF should do, or it was just blanket money given to an MP to think what he feels the people need most, or was there a structure that this money should do exactly 1, 2, 3, 4 at the time they were passing it in 2005?
In 2005, at inception, there was not really much in terms of systemization.
So it was just money.
It was just money given to
an individual in the name of an MP.
Yes.
Oh, fair.
So the MP would decide. They had a committee which would help them to decide.
Don't you think that at this point of inception, in itself, this was already a gap? This we'll discuss at a later time. Just have it somewhere. In itself, this was already a gap because Latif, which was also in the hands of someone or somebody, was also being managed at the behest of somebody's own feelings.
Yeah, the chairman of the county council or the town council or the mayor.
Yeah, so as we proceed with this discussion, I want you to have that in the mind so that you'll fix it in somewhere. Don't you think this was already a gap? Anyway, proceed.
Yeah. So, 2005, the first term of Kibaki, we had CDF, 2005 to 2007. Among other things that CDF used to do was to provide bursaries to school-going children, including universities and other colleges. They built a number of health facilities, small health facilities here and there. But the money was very little because it was just 2% of the national income, the GDP.
Yes.
I think it was in the province of 6 million
per constituency
at first.
Okay.
Yeah, and comparing to the needs of, if you compare that to the needs of certain constituencies, given the historical injustices
that must have been meager money.
It was very little. So fast forward in 2010, we passed a new constitution.
Yes.
And this new constitution gave birth to now a proper mechanism of bringing more money and power closer to the people at the grassroots level.
Yes.
What we call devolution, which gave birth to the 47 county governments and other details, So in 2013, when Parliament convened, some people went to court and said and asked the court to, pronounce itself whether CDF was still needed or necessary, given that now we had a proper mechanism of devolving funds to the grassroots. And now Kenya, because we now have a new political order, we have two levels of government, the national and the county governments. And, before 2010, the government was just one that used to perform every function. But in the new dispensation now, we have two levels. County government does specific roles, and the national government performs specific functions.
Yes.
So there was that confusion. Do we still need this CDF? And if we still need it, what functions is it going to perform? The courts declared that the CDF was illegal. Then, parliamentarians, in their clever way, went and amended the CDF Act in 2014.
Yes.
Now they called it National Government Constituencies Development Fund.
Yes.
And they tried to align its functions to those of the national government, as spelled out in the fourth schedule of the Constitution.
Yes.
So again, some civil society members went to court, and the CDF Act has been amended a number of times. In 2015, it was amended. I think again in 2022, it was amended.
Yes.
But then there was still this discussion around the role of the MPs in CDF. Remember, at inception, the MPs were in charge.
Yeah, true.
But now we have a new constitution, and we have a new way of doing things. We now have a presidential system. You remember, we had a confused system
before 2010 constitution.
Yeah,
yes.
what Martha Karua calls a mongrel.
A mongrel, yeah.
Yeah, but now we have a presidential system where members of parliament are supposed to perform specific roles, as spelled out in the constitution.
Which are three.
Three. Perhaps not just three, there are more than three. They are supposed to represent the people. They are supposed to
oversight.
Make laws. They are supposed to oversight.
Those are the only three roles.
No, perhaps what is mostly ignored, which I think is very, very important, perhaps more important than every other thing, is budget making. Members of parliament do budget making.
But that's if you look at it keenly, the budget making process is more of an oversight, because the way budget is made, it actually comes to the House for verification and approval. So the budget is actually made, the way budget is done. Yeah. Somebody somewhere in a government parastatal will say at KPA, I have 300 employees. This is what I'll do. This is what I'm paying them. A government project somewhere. Anyway.
No, the budget making process in the 2010 constitution, it's not like before, when government departments would just bring estimates. These days, it's more engaging. That's why we have departmental committees in parliament that directly engage in the budget making process with the corresponding departments.
So they're actually involved in the process as well?
It's a year-long process. Because we have things like fiscal strategy paper, annual, budget policy outlook paper.
We will discuss this budget thing in another time.
It's a very long process.
Let's not digress.
Yeah,
back to the CDF, yes.
Yeah, back to the CDF. Again, around 2022, just before election, I think, or just after election, the courts pronounced that the CDF was illegal.
I remember, yes.
Yeah, because the
I actually remember the MP for Ugenya, Ochieng,
yes,
advising the MPs that it's about time we
let
solve
go.
this. We solve this once and for all. It's either we cement it in the constitution and have this as one of the mandates for the MPs, or we let go once and for all.
yes,
So proceed. Yeah.
yeah. So it was the courts declared it illegal because of the role of the MPs. Remember, MPs are not supposed to implement policy.
Yes.
They only make laws and do oversight, make budgets, but
true.
they don't implement.
True.
The implementation role is left to the executive.
Yes.
But as designed, the CDF as designed, legally on paper, there's something we call legally true, but factually, it's not true.
It's not true. Yes.
Yeah. Legally, MPs are not involved in any way in CDF projects, deciding what is to be done, where it is to be done.
Because they're CDF managers.
Yeah, there is a CDF manager and then there is a CDF committee.
Yes.
But in practice, the MPs are involved. And that law designates an electoral constituency as an implementation unit, policy implementation unit. But the Constitution sort of designates a constituency, an electoral constituency, as a representation unit, not implementation unit.
True.
So when you say that implementation happens at the constituency level, then there's a conflict between the CDF Act and the Constitution. But remember, wherever there is a conflict between any law and the Constitution takes precedence.
Yeah, true.
So to the extent that there's a conflict, then it means that the CDF is illegal.
and has always been illegal.
Yeah, then the courts pronounced themselves on this matter. Now, there have been attempts by MPs as recent as a few months this year to entrench CDF in Constitution. They were trying to amend that Constitution so that we have CDF constitutional,
And in the hands of the MP for that matter.
Yes.
Constitutionally.
Yes,
And legally.
Yes.
Yes.
But I think some people again went to, before the president assented to that bill, it was passed in parliament hurriedly. They conducted some mock, public participation.
The normal inky punky.
Yeah, of course. And then the parliament passed it. There was also, I think, some Senate oversight fund or something like that. They were now trying to give senators something.
So that senators can also be...
It was passed, but I think the president has not assented to that bill to date.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's basically the background of CDF.
Yes. So it's good that you've given us that wide history, and we are here now. So let us discuss this. Now, at in your level, do you think the CDF should be in the hands of the MP, and why?
Well, CDF should not be in the hands of MPs. MPs' roles is clearly defined. Like when I'm applying for a job of a driver, right? I know my duties are supposed to be A, B, C, D, clearly defined, right? By, my employer. In this case, what defines the job description of a member of parliament is the Constitution. It's very clear.
True.
Yeah, so I think CDF should not be in the hands of MPs. If you ask me, CDF has registered a lot of success because there are places. Let me give an example of a school like Aongediang
Yes.
in Nyatike.
Yeah.
Very, very far, the farthest end of this country.
Yes.
If, say, the roof of a classroom is blown off by a storm, it would probably take 5 years for that roof to be repaired. Yeah, because of the bureaucratic red tapes. The head teacher has to write to the education, the channels.
The district education officer,
Yeah.
who has to write to, I don't know, back then it was a provincial education officer who had to write back to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Then they have to send a team, I don't know, to assess. Then the team should come up with the budget. The budget needs to be approved where? I don't know, the government financial year had passed. Now that was not part of the budget.
It's great.
Well, having said all this,
So my opinion is it does a lot, and it has done a lot, and it helps. The schools these days, about 15 years ago when I was in college, we used to, as young college boys, we used to conduct harambes to build classrooms in our villages.
yeah,
These days, that's
it's a thing of the past.
thing of the past. We've even seen in constituencies like Kiharu, where they've built beautiful classrooms. The floors are even tiled.
Yeah, I saw them Njoro doing some amazing jobs
Yes.
at that site. Yes.
So CDF has done a lot. Let's not lie. The problem is only when it comes to who is in charge of CDF. When it was created as CDF, we didn't have devolution. We didn't have these constitutional ways of bringing funds.
At that
down.
particular time, it was a need and we needed a quick fix.
Yes, we needed a quick fix.
And we came up with that.
Yeah. Now, in my view, let's not do away with CDF as it is. But let's transfer it to, we still have, like you remember, we had the district focus for rural development.
Yes.
The implementation unit was the district.
Yes.
The districts have since changed to sub-counties.
Yeah, true. Yes.
And the sub-counties are so many.
Yeah.
And we have officers at the sub-county level.
Yes.
We have the DCC, ACC. We have even accountants at that level.
Yeah, true.
Procurement officers.
Even auditors.
Why don't we just transfer the implementation of this fund from the constituency?
You should mention that we equally have CDF managers.
Yeah, even
That
the
are
CDF.
civil servants, right?
Yeah, so the fund is within the Ministry of Planning.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so let's just transfer this from the office of the MP, right, to the sub-county. So that the MP, area MP, let's say you come from Nyatike South County, he will be in a position to conduct proper audit. He will not suffer from any conflict of interest.
You will not develop some urge to also be included in the business deals. Or you will not form a company that is doing construction of roads.
Well, that has been alleged, and so many MPs have had,
I don't want us
problems.
to open Pandora's box.
No, so many.
Some of us are friends to these leaders.
It's not
and we
far-fetched.
know actual facts that happen.
It's not far-fetched. We've seen leaders dragged to court for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forget seeing. We know.
Of course, we know.
Okay.
We also know that some of these tenders are being given to close people.
I love it when we are honest like this.
Yeah.
The conversation to change this country, Okech, has to be very honest, number one. There's someone who once told me that if you really want to offer a solution to a problem, you first of all study
that problem.
Yes. And studying the problem means even when you're calling the ills of the problem, you call the ill as it is. And the truth is this, Okech. We are equally friends to these leaders. We are friends to their friends. We are friends to their relatives. We are friends to their siblings. We are friends to their daughters. One thing leaders forget. And this actually need to come out clear to them that society is changing.
Of course.
Information today is not as meager as it used to be in 1990. Anybody wanting to know something will know.
Yeah.
And society has equally been enlightened well enough today. And I think it's about time that it's either our leaders change, or do you think change will change them eventually?
You know, there's a book that I like. It was written by Chinua Achebe. It's called The Trouble with Nigeria. Achebe says he was writing about the sometime in mid-80s.
Yes.
After Nigeria had coup after coup after coup, military leadership back to civilian leadership, and So Achebe was saying that the problem with Nigeria is not the Nigerian people. The problem with the Nigeria as it was with its leaders, a failure on the part of its leaders.
Ladies and gentlemen at Yedero, just like my friend has said, the problem with Kenya is not the Kenyan people. And in the words of the great writer Chinua Achebe, he says, the problem with Kenya is Kenyan leaders. Our leaders who have gone greedy beyond repair. Our leaders who today have got insatiable demand. We will never be able to fulfill their needs. We will never be able to fulfill the needs of their pockets. They've forgotten how to do good. They've forgotten how to do better. They've forgotten how to do right by the people. Like I said, the problem with Kenya is not the Kenyan people. The problem with Kenya is the Kenyan leaders, people that we've entrusted in positions to deliver services to the people. Continue.
Yeah, the other reason why it's in my considered opinion that management of CDF should be moved away from the constituency level. Parliament, we mentioned here that one of the roles of parliamentarians is representation and oversight.
Yes.
In parliament, you represent the people. You talk about their needs. That's why the budget-making process is very important. When sometimes it's laughable when you see the president visiting and a member of parliament rises and says, Mr. President, hapa kwetu, tunataka utujengee barabara ya kutoka hapa mpaka kule.
When he could have presented this to parliament?
During budget making process.
He should have mentioned this.
That's where the attendance is needed. But these days, because of CDF, you find that a member of parliament does not care about parliamentary business. They care more about what happens to the CDF. It's even ridiculous that some members of parliament skip parliamentary sessions and committees to go and distribute bursary forms. Bursary forms they give to people to go and fill and bring them back. I mean,
that's not his job.
That's mediocrity. That's not his job.
True.
That's the work of the
or some junior clerk
down there. But why do they do this? They know that CDF projects give them popularity. People do not care about the laws. People do not care about... people care, yes, but the votes don't come from the number of laws that you've proposed to parliament. Votes will come from, the classrooms that you've built, the bursaries that you've given, and members of parliament have mastered this.
The handouts that you've done.
Yeah. The favors that you've dished here and there.
Dished out here and there.
So we have a situation where we have members of parliament who are not doing their job. They're doing somebody else's job.
He was very economical with the truth when it comes to that.
That's
why
why...
can you just say a lot of members of parliament are not doing their job?
Most of them. That's why in Kenya today, we speak about corruption, has skyrocketed. Why? Yet we have members of parliament who are supposed to scrutinize government projects. They are supposed to scrutinize this government spending.
Government spending, government policies, and the likes.
Yeah.
But because he remembers 200 million,
that's what they
all
focus on.
his mind is in the 200 million.
In Kenya today, we've heard about projects that have been overpriced. A bridge costing 1.8 billion. Just a small bridge.
And when members of parliament are called to scrutinize this, I'm told they are given Gikmakamago.
Well, whatever happens.
No, but the president in the public domain.
Only God knows.
The other day, the president said, and I'll quote him. Even the president himself is concerned. He's saying that the parliament has become a house of mongrels, I must say, a house of hyenas. He's saying that in parliament, nothing ever happens except exchange of, and in the words of the president, I guess he's saying what he knows. He said that in parliament today, what the MPs are most interested in is what are they taking home. To the extent that even a leader who's brought to the House of Parliament that he is corrupt, provided he can grease the hands of the MP, he'll go back to power.
Have you ever asked yourself why running for member of National Assembly is more expensive than running for senator? Because as a member of parliament, they have the CDF. They also have money
in different committees.
No, not committees, but
for entertainment.
Kera. Yes.
But Kera doesn't do its mandate by itself.
There's one that is directly controlled by MPs.
I wasn't aware about this. I'm perplexed. I didn't know this.
Yeah, there is. So MPs are only concerned about, the implementation and what they get. So
I like what you've said. And if we are supposed to make any step in this country, we must mention these problems. The truth is this today, in my view, as I will put it, is that we are in a position where it's no longer about the people anymore, but it's about Okech and his cronies come up with a plan, become the MP, and enriching himself and his cronies.
It's a sad state of affairs, and what makes it even sadder is that some of these practices are backed by law, and these laws are illegal. The courts have told us that they are unconstitutional, so to speak, not illegal. They are unconstitutional.
If the court is saying it's unconstitutional,
Yeah.
the court repeats it's unconstitutional, the court reaffirms it's unconstitutional.
But the MPs,
why do we still have it?
the MPs, they say a contest between politics and law. Politics takes precedence. Politics is more powerful. So the MPs are able to twist the president. They're able to twist
Should that be the case?
ministers. It's because
we are a country governed by the rule of law.
remember what Chinua Achebe said.
Yes.
The problem is leadership, lack of character, proper character, morality. What drives you as a leader? Is it service to the people or service to self?
To myself and
Yeah.
my cronies.
The problem with this thing is that in the long run, our democracy will not develop.
It's actually dying.
It's dying. CDF is killing our democracy. Because parliament is not working, it's not doing its job.
Parliament has become a haven. Actually, Parliament is Wall Street today.
Yeah, parliament is not doing its job. And even speaking as an outsider, replacing or competing against a sitting member of parliament is not easy.
Because he has all the resources.
Yeah, he has all the advantage of the incumbency. Unfairly so.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So we are, An example is in Luo Nyanza, in the last election, only one member of parliament was defeated. The member of parliament for Kisumu Central.
Olaga Luoch.
No, not Olaga Luoch.
Olago was equally defeated in the last election. He didn't come back.
Yeah, Olago didn't come back. Yes, Olago.
Rosabuyo defeated him.
Yeah, but this former MCA.
Yes, Ouda, Dugi
Ouda,
Dugi.
yes, Ouda.
Yeah, Dugi Dugi also wrong.
Yeah, only two were defeated.
Yes.
The other one was the member for Suba South, who just left the seat, but he could not be defeated. But you see, if 98% are able to come back, what does that tell you? And today, if you ask the people their perception, their feelings about MPs controlling CDF, I'm sure 90% will tell you that MPs are stealing from that fund.
That's the truth.
Yeah. So we are killing our democracy in the long run. We are likely to have a situation where we have career politicians, career members of parliament, people who will take as long as 50 years in parliament, but they are not legislating any new ideas. They are not doing oversight, but they are just
maintaining status quo,
becoming wealthier and
guarding what they already fair.
Yeah.
So how now we are in this quagmire now. The courts are declaring CDF to be unconstitutional. A lot of key politicians and veteran politicians like Raila Odinga is equally saying that this direction we took somehow is going to be a nosedive for us. What do you think? The MPs are also adamant that this money must be here to stay with us, or else we shall sow you. We shall sow. We shall sow you what we are made of. Well,
we need just to appreciate one thing, that times have changed. We're in a new constitutional dispensation. So let's appreciate the change. And let's have a new way of doing things. Like I said, if we can have the implementation moved from MP's office to, the sub-county offices, the civil servants.
And who to manage? Back to the governor?
No, not governor.
With these governors doing what they're doing?
Governors have their roles. The CDF, the fund, I mentioned it's an intervention fund. There are specific functional areas that it can be spent on.
On this, my view, what do you think? This country of ours, like I said, is already structured, and it has been structured properly. We have every level of department being able to offer almost every service. We have the Kenas of this world, the carers of this world. We have almost everything has been structured properly. Why? For example, if CDF is supposed to probably help some other students with the school fees, the way they say MPs are giving bursaries, why don't you just take this money, take it to the education kitty, have people go to school for free? My view. The way it should be structured.
It's the popular view out there.
Fair enough. Another thing, you're saying it's meant, I don't know, it build some other roads and develop other roads. We have Kura, Kenha, which has got different mandates for different types of roads, right? Why can't we have that allocation meant for roads? Taken to Kenha, taken to Kura, taken to... You understand? Another thing meant
that's
for
the
fisheries.
elephant in the room.
Another one meant for hospitals. Another one. Why can't you take these to the different ministries? And then the MP, together with these people, there's already an office for managing CDF. That office should be maintained, where there'll be a CDF manager in every constituency, plus an accountant, I want to presume, maybe plus an operations guy or something who will be walking around.
No, let's just transfer the management or the implementation of CDF, this fund, from constituency, electoral unit that we call constituency, to a sub-county, which is an administrative unit. Because this fund is a fund within the Ministry of Planning. Let's take the implementation, because the implementer at the implementation unit for national government at that lower level is the sub-county. Why don't we just transfer it from the constituency, the electoral unit, to to the administrative units.
And where do you want to place the MP in all? Because one thing we also need to acknowledge and accept, all right, as we want to develop this, and probably, I think the whole conversation needs to be how can we make it better,
Precisely.
so that it's not mismanaged,
Not
it's not
mismanaged,
misused,
and
and it doesn't do the wrong thing.
and we adhere to the constitution to the letter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we equally need to make sure we need not to lose this money coming down there, because it plays a critical role.
Precisely.
You know, if you let it go, you'll realize the ripple effect. You'll realize there'll be a gap. Fine. Up until that point, all right? I think the bone of contention is what role does the MP play? Because that's what is making them hold back, right? They want to feel...
You see, once we transfer the implementation role to the sub-county offices, we should be able to, with the help of the fund manager,
Yes.
they should be able to conduct annual, planning. Yeah, annual programs, the procurement plans every year, every financial year. They should be able to do public participation, so that they know that area A needs a classroom, area B needs this, area C needs this within that sub-county. So that they forward, once we know that, let's say, like my constituency Nyatike has 3 sub-counties, right?
Yes.
So we restructure this to reflect sub-counties, the various sub-counties that we have. So let's say one sub-county is receiving, say, 50 million.
Yes.
Then we know that out of this 50 million, 10 is going to go to this function. This function. And out of that 10, 5 is going to build this classroom here, 2 is going to repair, this and that.
Then braids like yours should get to parliament, and then we have this desire, because I think the current breed probably maybe either they've forgotten, or they don't know how to think anymore, or they've gotten, if you get to level, it's called saturation point. You can't think beyond.
That's why we are saying take out the CDF from the hands of the MPs.
They'll start thinking.
So that we have new ideas coming into parliament. You grow stale when you stay at the same level.
Yes.
For so many years.
Yes.
I believe if you have, let's say, 10 years in parliament, all your ideas will have been exhausted.
True.
The alternative is, if CDF is to be left in the hands of parliamentarians, then let's introduce term limits.
To parliamentarians?
Yes, because the essence of term limits, why do we have term limits on the executive? Because the executive does implementation of policy. They come up with policy and implement. Right?
Do you think term limit is the issue, or for me, I've always thought the issue in this country is not even a term limit per se. The issue in this country, in my view, is accountability. People do wrong. People come up with, I don't know, so many reports. Today you'll come up with NADCO. Another day you came up with, I don't know, UDCO. The next day. And all these reports, are kept under the bed. It's just to hoodwink people, manage feelings and expectations of people, and we move on. So in my view, I really don't think that creating, because we've had term limits for president.
If you are to manage resources, then let's have term limits.
No, if you have term limits, and I know I'll go and nobody will follow me, I'll do my shit for the term limit and move on.
That's why we are saying, let these people leave the implementation role to those who are constitutionally mandated to do that implementation role, so that they do the right thing during their time in office. Have you ever gone to herd goats?
Yes.
Compared to herding sheep?
Goats is difficult.
You have to be shouting.
Yes, all the time.
All the time.
Moving all corners. Yeah. Yes.
So a member of parliament is like that person who is herding goats. A legislator is supposed to be shouting every time.
If things are not...
If your MCA is not shouting, Because you're MCA. You remember power corrupts,
Yeah, true.
and power is money. Yeah.
Yes.
If you're a legislator who is supposed to be conducting oversight, whether he's an MCA or a senator or a member of National Assembly, is not making noise,
He's eating.
there's a problem.
The mouth is full.
There's a problem.
The mouth is full.
Because your legislator is supposed to protect you from the excesses of the government. But we have a problem. We're in a presidential system, and your MCA or your member of parliament thinks that is government. He is not. He's a member of the legislature.
Yes. Yes.
All legislators, their work is the same, whether you are from UDA or ODM or
You are a legislator.
you're a legislator.
And you know this thing people they forget.
Deliberately, we have hang-ups of the old system.
So they forget. I like about the deliberately.
Deliberately.
So your parting shot: CDF should get out of the hands of the MP,
Yes.
or it should be remodeled in a way that the MP should be left to do their job.
It should be remodeled.
And this is a conversation that we need to close before 2027.
Yeah, but they should find a way of closing it. The current MPs.
Yes.
Let's not deny. These guys are already used to how they're doing things,
That's true.
and taking away the fund in right now would be disastrous because they are ongoing projects. Let's say a construction has begun somewhere. Where do we leave that project now?
They should. The
So
CDF
let's-
should even stop today because that construction is going to steal more money from Kenyans.
So let's
Are you
have-
sure the construction is genuine?
No, if we pull the plug now,
Yes.
then it means we are going to have a lot of white elephant projects. So what we need to do is let's have some window within which we can finish up all these projects, and then we say from 2028 we are not going to have CDF anymore, or we are going to restructure it.
My friend,
in this way.
projects are never finished. Anyway, you're closing shots as we close.
My parting shot is that, fellow Kenyans, we have a new constitutional dispensation. Let's appreciate this progressive constitution of ours. Let's implement it to the letter. But as one philosopher said, eternal vigilance is what will make our governance much better. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Like I told you at Yedero, the conversation is always a great vibe. We are here to discuss matters that can make the world a better place. I believe we are in this world for a reason, and we'll be here for some time. Eventually, we will all exit. Of importance is, before you go, the question you need to ask yourselves: how did you impact life? How did you impact society? Were you able to contribute positively? Or are you among the people who make this society dwindle? At Tiedero, we welcome you with your positive vibe. We welcome the positive ideas. Let's love our country. Patriotism is the word. Let's all work together in making Kenya a better place. Thank you.